What's going on, everyone? 我是麦克老师. Today, got an interesting episode for you. I am going to pick up my Chinese green card, the 外国人永久居留证. Before we get into this little adventure, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give me a like, it helps me out immensely. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support. That was over 1 hour of just subway time. Quite the ride out here. I think I'm close to like Disney. All kinds of construction here. Everything is brand new. The 出境永久居留证服务中心, whatever they call it. I don't know, the name is super long. I think it was just built about 2 years ago. China has reformed their long-term residency rules. Starting a couple years ago, there are a few different paths to gain permanent residency. They say permanent residency, but it's really 10 years, which you can then renew. I believe there's 8 different paths: work path, business path, foreign expert path, family path. So there's a bunch of different ways you can apply for it. Oh my gosh, it's cold. They all have different conditions, but one of them they all have in common is you need to have lived in China for the last 5 years and not have been outside of China for more than 90 days in any of those years. So on those grounds, I'm qualified. The path that I'm taking is the family path, which has another requirement of being married to a Chinese national for more than 5 years. So I've been married 6.5 years now. So why did I wait so long? Well, I didn't. Actually, I applied for this over a year ago, last December, and I got word late last year that I was approved. Oh, I think I'm going the wrong way here. And now that I'm back to China, I'm gonna go see if I can get the card and pick it up, get all the details about it. Oh man, it was not easy to apply for, I can tell you that. But the reason I wanted to do it is obviously it saves a lot of time and hassle from having to get new visas every year. I think it's kind of a challenge to get. I don't really know many people that have it, and seeing as well, I'll probably be in China for the foreseeable future, it kind of makes sense. Man, the amount of paperwork was, it was so mafan. It was really a lot of trouble. You had to freeze like 200,000 RMB for 6 to 9 months in your bank. Couldn't touch it. I'm trying to remember all the stipulations. Like I said, it was over a year ago, so I can't hardly remember. I think I gotta go in here. All right, so I'm in the compound and 99.9% sure they're not gonna let me film anything inside. So I'm gonna go do all the formalities and then we'll get back to you guys and we'll finish talking about the details, and I'll show you the card, assuming I get it. We'll see. Wish me luck.
A few moments later.
So yeah, got it. Pretty good picture of me too, I think. Overall, that was probably the easiest part of the whole process, just in and out in 10-15 minutes. I had to just show my receipt, my passport, and had to pay 1,800 RMB. And they just explained a few rules on how to maintain it. So basically, you have to be in China 3 months out of every year, or 1 year out of every 5 years. If you're not, then there's a possibility they can revoke it. So I could theoretically stay in China this year and then go to the US for the next 3-4 years and it'll be fine. In that sense, it does leave a lot more flexibility in traveling compared to like a US green card, because my wife and I, we've been talking about, I'm going the wrong way again, sorry. My wife and I had been talking about if we were gonna stay in the US instead of return to China, that we should get an American green card for her. For that, you basically have to live in the US the whole time, or at least 50% of the time. So I would say the barrier for entry for the Chinese green card are much higher. You have to live in China for 5 years. You have to be married to someone Chinese for 5 years. All these things that are at least 5 years. In the US, you know, I could have married my wife and then the next day applied for a green card. I think there's probably just as much or maybe even more paperwork that go into the US green card. I'm not sure, we haven't done it yet. It sounds complicated from my friends who have done it, and I think they're about the same length, probably about 6 to 12 months. That's how long it took for this green card to process. All right, there's a guard staring at me. I'm gonna go out again. Anyway, both of them allow you to live and work freely in the country that you're living. So it just makes things a lot easier for me. I don't have to worry about visas or any of that stuff for the next 5 to 10 years, depending on if we stay here in China or go back to the US. However, it was just not very fun getting all the paperwork together. You have to get this thing certified and that thing certified, and then someone's got to certify the certification and notarize that certification. It's just level upon level of bureaucracy, which, I mean, I understand these are pretty serious things. Both countries, the US and China, they want to make sure that you're gonna stay there, you're not gonna be, I guess, a drain on the economy, make sure you're serious. So, I mean, I get it, it just wasn't very fun. And I imagine someday when we do my wife's green card for the US, that's not gonna be fun either. I know I've helped her fill out her application for a visa to go to the US. That was a lot of work as well, but it's over now. I got the card. Now when I come in and out of the country, I just show that with my passport, and that's all I need. Man, these subway announcements are always so loud. Forgot about that. I've been in the US too long. I haven't been on a subway. From the looks of it in that office, and there's more and more people getting the permanent residence permits. Most people I saw in there were Chinese, and maybe they had just moved abroad, gotten a foreign passport, but they're back in China now and they want to have some permanent residence in China. I did see like one guy from Norway, I think. I didn't see that many people, but on the list there was probably 10 or 15 people there today. And it's only 10:30 in the morning, so. One of the biggest challenges of living and working in a foreign country is always going to be visas. Obviously, you can't just go to any country you want and start living there and working there. I wish you could just go to any country and just work there, but it's obviously complicated and not that simple. So this process of being able to get the Yongzhou Zhuliu Zheng is going to simplify things, I think, for both China and for foreigners who are living here and working here long term. So again, it just made sense for us. I honestly didn't think I was going to get it because I know it's hard to get even if you are qualified. It seemed to mostly be straightforward as long as you had all the right documents, which again took forever to obtain. Lots of months, lots of signatures, lots of appointments. So I guess we'll see if putting that kind of time and effort was worth it. I think it will be. China does not acknowledge dual citizenship, but this is as close as you can get. I'm never giving up my US citizenship, so don't worry about that. Anyway, I'm walking into my apartment now, and I'm gonna go get some lunch, and we're all gonna sit around the table and marvel at my Yongzhou Zhuliu Zheng, my China green card. Thanks again for watching the video. And I will see you in the next one very soon, I hope. Until then, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. 我是麦克老师，下次再见。